call this meeting to order, January 13th, 2020, regular school board meeting at 6:01 p.m. Can we have a roll call, please, Linda?
Cindy Garrity.
Here.
Deb Knopf.
Here.
Nicole Boyd.
Here.
Craig Whitman.
Here.
Mary Garrigan.
Here.
Glenn Crowe.
Here.
And please rise for Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Linda, can we have a confirmation of meeting posting for this evening?
Yes, I can confirm that the meeting has been posted along with the individual.
1.5, we need an approval of the agenda for tonight.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion by Deb, second by Cindy. All those in favor?
Aye.
You just gonna vote them?
Yes,
Okay. 1.6, public comments. Did you receive any? 1.7, approval of the meeting minutes from December 16th, 2019.
Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Deb to approve, a second by Craig. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2.1, effective communication, academic achievement. Mrs. Swanson? Mrs. Shelley?
Hey there.
Hello.
Missy said that she attached some of her stuff to her board report, so we didn't have to cover any of that. Academic achievement, we just finished up our sophomore and junior civics exam testing. It's a requirement for all Wisconsin state graduates, and we had all of our students but one pass it on the first try. The one student who did not pass it missed by 1 point and will be retesting. He had been absent quite a bit, so he wasn't here for any of the test prepping, so that was really good news for that. Our board exam schedules are on the calendar for middle school. We're waiting for a date on the high school. Dan had to look at the ACT and the Spire to make sure we're not bombarding the kids with all of the testing all at the same time.
Any other conversation about that? Okay, move on. 2.2, superintendent coffee chat schedule.
Just some same schedules I put in my board report. This will be an opportunity for me to get out there. I will be assisted with an administrator or other person in the school to talk about the programs that we offer at the school district, and maybe catch people on everything from academics to behavior to trust, whatever we can. And then we'll provide information. We'll gather that this week before we go out next week. And then I also want to provide an opportunity for our community members to ask questions and just chat and just see where it goes.
2.3, every teacher leader attendance summary update. Is there any discussion from the board or from the board to administration?
Just to verify or to get clarity on what strategies people are using and what responses, if anything's been successful in getting some of these kids to school.
Do you want to comment, Shelley? In terms of strategies for that ETAL is utilizing for attendance?
Is it working?
Yeah, any strategies they're using right now?
And anything that's working?
It's, with the update that we got from middle school, it's really working because we only had 4 kids who were of concern, and none of them were even close to negatively affecting us according to the state guidelines. I believe that those students who are near or could potentially negatively affect us are getting phone calls home and encouragements in here. For the middle school, it's
huge.
Looks like our numbers are pretty high in the high school. That's just, I guess, I just keep wondering how we can turn that around.
And there are some students who, I don't wanna say, because of the really high numbers that have already affected us, have gone to other programs that will meet their academic, mental health needs more than we were here, and that was a huge issue. Even though we do have in-house counseling with the regular clinic, it still wasn't meeting the needs of these
Okay.
students.
Okay, thank you.
Three point one, any future agenda items? 3.2, Finance Committee. We met on last Thursday the 9th. We reviewed the vouchers. We reviewed the winter transportation cooperative agreement, in which we did ask for an extended ledger, and so you'll see that in the packet tonight. Consider payment of transportation fees. There was more conversation about that and if it was ready to be brought forward to the board. Substitute teacher stipend change request. The committee did have conversation at length about that with the administration, and one of the recommendations is coming forward this evening. The 2020-2021 budget planning discussion and teacher extra duty pay. Policy Committee, 3.3.
Is that the one item?
Yeah, the only thing we reviewed at that was the teacher extra duty pay, because it would be a policy. I think at this point, we're recommending an amendment and not or just an addendum and not a policy change. Wellness Committee, I think it meets tomorrow or next week. Do you know, Glenn? Next week? 4.1 through 4.8 are our administrative reports.
Motion approved.
Second?
We have a motion by Cindy, a second by Craig. Is there any more discussion or? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Move on to 5.1 vouchers.
I move we approve the vouchers in the amount of $432,228.12.
Second?
We have a motion by Glenn to approve vouchers, a second by Craig. Can we have a roll call, please, Linda?
Can I ask a question?
Oh.
I just have a question. In there, I seen there was money for the bingo. I had never heard an exact amount that the kids received for that bingo. Does anyone have an idea?
We just got the figure a week ago.
A little over 3,000, 3,300.
Okay, and then there was some people that donated, I see in here. Is that what that was, cash?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So the total deposit was like $335.52, something like that.
That was awesome.
4,500, yep.
Oh, my hips hurt for days after that. I was running so much. All right, roll call, Linda. Thanks.
Glenn Carlson,
Aye.
Larry Garrigan,
Oh, aye, I'm sleeping.
sorry. Craig Oatman,
Yes.
Cindy Garrigan,
Yes.
Deb Knopf,
Yes.
Nicole Boyd.
Yes. 6.1 Winter Transportation Cooperative Agreement.
I didn't get the, or I don't see.
It's
Sure.
down on the bottom
Go
of
to
the
the-
executive content.
Oh, it is, it's, okay,
Under expenditures.
We just need a motion to approve.
got it,
Yeah, we tabled it a month ago.
right.
For the 15,000.
Is there, You know, I was
Want a
reading the
motion
minutes
before we
here,
discuss?
and there was no explanation why it went from 10,000 to 15,000 in 1 year. I'd like to know what that was and why. I mean, it just says in the minutes, it says just each entity is gonna contribute $15,000, and everybody agreed to it. It just seems to me there must have been discussion on it. Why isn't it here?
Jeff or Dave, you were both there, or?
Just that, Arnie brought it up that for future maintenance costs. and they should
Well,
look at-
And you say there's a budget in here, the breakdown of it?
Yeah, there's a,
Where is it? I didn't see it today.
Part of these.
This it?
Yep, those are it.
Wonder I
It's in
didn't
the-
see it today.
It's in the vouchers.
Oh, no, I meant the budget.
Budget for the transportation?
Yeah, it's right in here. That shows
Is-
all
is-
the expenditures. It's in the executive contents.
Oh, so we can't talk about it?
No, you can. I just put it in yours, executive, because I wasn't sure if it.
Oh, I took Rockies. I didn't even know where the hell it was in here.
So it looks like they have a balance right now of about 27,000 in there, in that fund. But that is also with the, I believe, we're going to pay the 15,000 for this year already. So it'd still be another 30,000.
I mean,
Ferry and us.
I guess I'm not opposed to paying for our transportation and stuff. I'd just like to have
Oh,
go
an
down.
explanation, you know?
I was at the meeting with,
I know you were, I see that.
with Dave, and basically it was, you know, it was $10,000 over some years. And Arnie was there and talking about costs are going up, maintenance costs, et cetera, and that
Insurance too.
insurance, and that just due to rising costs of everything, that the committee at that time talked about raising it to 15,000. And that was basically it, just the high cost of everything going up.
Did they present anything in writing when they said that?
More verbal, more judging from past maintenance and what Arnie thought would be coming forward in the future. So,
Well, hopefully there's no maintenance, they're brand new.
No.
I'm
And a-
hoping there's
a
no
jump-
maintenance.
A jump of a jump of any
Well, that was the
kind
whole
is-
sales pitch of buying all these new ones, is because the maintenance on the old ones was killing everybody. So I sure hope to heck that there's not a lot of maintenance.
Well, I don't know. Read this number 5, first bullet. It's up in Duluth, now being worked on.
That should fall under warranty work, I sure hope.
yeah, it is. I mean, it was,
Do I know that?
it was warranty work. Yeah.
Is the Young and Associates owned by the Nelsons too?
Not that I know of.
Oh,
I don't have a problem with it as long as they bring back the numbers on what the money was spent of, and we have access to the accounts and what's sitting in the money. As long as it's transparent, I don't have any problems with it, as long as we can see it. If the boats, and if they don't run this year,
Yeah.
We
You
don't
know.
pay. Yeah.
I have a
mean, we don't
question though regarding,
have
I
expenses.
can't find it right now, they talked about the rollover. Does that affect, can't remember right now.
That seems
It
like
would
we're
roll
talking
over
about-
till next year. Is that meaning that we would have to take it out of next year's funding to pay for that then? Or is that still gonna,
That money's always in there, doesn't go away.
it's fund balance.
okay?
So it would roll over, any balance rolls over.
So we will not be charged for that through our next,
yeah, we will.
will we?
So we pay 15,000 every year
Mhm.
regardless if they spend it or not. That whatever is not spent just goes in savings.
I'm assuming at one point though, if they have a big fund balance.
It'll drop down. We've
That
talked,
would drop down.
it'll drop down.
All right, and then the only other thing I had question about is, we were talking about, let's see if I can find it now. When they
It's under
talk
executive
about,
content.
I don't have executive content.
in the event that the district should wish to utilize the wind sled for training of a district representative related to emergency evacuation procedures, the town and the district shall negotiate and agree upon reasonable charges for such use. Are they saying that if we, in the event, wanna train somebody, that we'll have to go at a cost at their rate? Or, and we have to pay that, or is
Oh,
it,
okay.
can we just train?
That's why.
Because we partially own it, so,
Okay.
I don't know, it's just a
Well,
question.
you'd have to pay for the
It's number
person's
3.
time. Where are you in the,
I
It says it
am
in-
in,
Thank you.
1920 cooperative agreement, Town of La Pointe,
Town of La Pointe and Madeline Island Ferry Line.
and Bayfield School District.
2020 cooperative agreement.
Yeah, it's in this one here.
Yeah, I read it in there too.
Winslet agreement, 1920 document.
There it is.
There we
That's Newbury Ridge, I haven't seen.
Well, there's a
before, so-
third, everybody owns a third.
Mm-hmm.
And to train somebody, I think I'm guessing, I'm brainstorming, that might be fuel and and labor.
I guess, when you say that you have to train somebody, why would we train somebody at the
Yeah, I
school
don't-
for the wind sled?
Because we did talk about it at one time, but,
I don't know why that's in there.
yeah.
I don't know why it is in either.
Seems
It's a
strange.
carryover back from the Cornelius Ridge game.
Well, I'll move the adoption the adoption of the Winter Transportation Cooperative Agreement.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Glenn to approve the Winter Transportation Cooperative Agreement, a second by Craig. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 6.2 Spring School Board Election Update. You can see our, do we need to approve an extension, or is just you guys just approve it?
Happened to, according to Wisconsin Election Commission,
Oh, okay.
and we didn't receive
Is
an
there
Last
any-
Friday was the
So we
deadline
have
for
to
that
stay
extension.
till
Yeah.
5 o'clock on
But I
the
don't see
Friday.
no, on camera, see file
We did
either.
It is.
You didn't
Okay.
receive any
Where is it?
candidates?
Nope.
It is.
We
No,
have two
just-
candidates.
Just the two that are listed on there. But,
And then Rocky's not running.
And Craig's not running. But
Oh.
Craig didn't
Yeah.
file a candidacy.
See?
Rocky did bring in that he wasn't running. He did file.
Okay. Move on. 7.1, consider staff retirement.
Doug Jardine, school psychologist.
Wow. When is he retiring?
End of the year.
End of the year.
6/12.
12/20.
He is willing to come back part-time if we need him, like a day here, a day there, or so many days a week. He's willing to do that.
Motion to approve, I guess.
Second.
We have a motion by Cindy to accept the resignation, a second by Glenn. All those in favor?
Aye.
7.2, consider athletic coach resignation. We have Wayne Basney for the head softball coach resignation.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Debbie, second by Cindy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Where are we at with the softball? We're not having it?
We're gonna post it now.
Post it now?
Yep.
Okay.
7.3, open enrollment space availability.
So yearly approval by the school board, every January. We don't have any limit to spaces for regular education and special education. There are no set limits for us.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Debbie to accept the proposal and a second by Cindy. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 7.4, school safety drill evaluation. And you can see the report that we got there. Are there any questions? I did.
Shelley, Ms. Swanson here is in charge of all of our safety requirements. Shelley, can you just give a brief description of what this is? And what we're required to do?
It was a soft lockdown, we're required to do one lockdown drill per year, school-wide. That one was considered a soft lockdown, which is for medical purposes, and so we've updated our crisis response plan to include that language because it had been called different things over the last 2 years, and so last year we updated all of our response plans to match the ALICE training guidelines that we've gone through, and this training went very smoothly. I think the only mishap the week that Dave and I and Jeff had been talking about getting it organized and planned, we had a real soft lockdown the day before our planned drill lockdown, so there's a little miscommunication. Some people thought it was the drill, but everything ran smoothly. The day of the real soft lockdown for a medical emergency, it was amazing how quickly kids were out of the hallways into classrooms, and we were able to transport the person who needed medical attention down to the office, into the ambulance, and out of the building. It was really nice, and the comments from high school staff and students, they just continue teaching because they are becoming more accustomed to the drills, which is our main goal, is to get any lockdown drill as familiar as fire drills, where it's not alarming anymore to students. If we say we're going into a lockdown, we're locking the door, just like fire drills. It's always hard with elementary kids, and so adding the language as soft lockdown due to medical really helps teachers be able to explain to kids why that was announced.
Thanks, Shelley. I do think, or believe we need board action to certify that the drill was conducted.
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion by Cindy, a second by Larry to accept the evaluation of the drill. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
7.5, teacher extra duty pay.
So Nicole, was that what you were referring to as far as the policy committee wants that as an addendum rather than a change to policy? Is that?
A 90-day addendum is
Okay.
what the recommendation was, just to be responsive to the emergency that the district is facing with the shortage of subs, and that teachers are having to take on extra duties during the day.
Will that be stated in here, that it's for a 90-day?
It'll have to be in the motion as well.
So I will move that we modify the extra duty pay as proposed for extra duty through April 13th of 2020.
Second.
We have a motion by Glenn, second by Deb. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
8.1, adjourn to executive session in accordance with Wisconsin statute 19.85.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by,
Well, it's substitute paying?
it's not on the agenda, but it was on our finance committee, but we